Okay, now let us proceed to chapter 5. So, chapter 5 we will be discussing about the books of accounts and double entry system. Although meron akong detailed discussion na ito ano, yung mga previous chapters natin. So, we will just have a very quick run through on this topic. So, ano yung mga learning objectives natin in this particular video? Please listen carefully sa mga discussions natin, ha. So first is we will try to identify the uses of the two books of accounts. So there are two major books of accounts. So yun yung mga ginagamit no ng mga bookkeepers no to account those mga accounting transactions. Pangalawa naman, we will illustrate the format of the general and the special journals. Pangatlo, we will illustrate the format of general and subsidiary ledgers. Okay. So ano-ano nga ba yung mga two major book of accounts? So dalawa lang 'yan. We have the journal, and yung journal naman yan, merong general journal at saka special journal. And then yung ledger. So there are only two major books, journal books at saka yung ledger books of accounts. Sa journal, dalawa din yung classification na yan, yung general journal at saka special. Yung ledger naman, general ledger at saka yung special, subsidiary ledger. So now let us try to differentiate the two. So yung journal, okay, the journal also called as the book of original entries. So yung mga debits and credits natin to record the accounting transactions, dito natin makikita, dito natin sinusulat, no? Dito natin nire-record yung ating mga journal entries. Okay? So, dalawang classification yan, special journal at saka general journal. So, what's the difference between the two? Sa general journal kasi, special journal muna tayo. Sa special journal kasi, dito natin nire-record yung mga transactions ng mga um, accounts 'no, involving mga, yung mga accounts na lagi nating ginagamit 'no. Like for example, mga sales, purchases, cash at saka cash receipts at saka yung cash disbursements 'no. So, dahil ito yung mga accounts na masyadong frequent yung mga transactions nila, therefore maraming mga entries ang mangyayari niyan kasi nga in one day maraming mga sales transactions, purchase transactions, cash receipts at saka cash disbursements transactions. And so therefore, narapat lang na bigyan sila ng specific or special journal. And other transactions naman na masyadong bihira lang nangyayari sa isang araw, sa isang linggo o sa isang buwan, so doon natin yan nire-record naman sa general journal. Okay? So, now let us try to differentiate. Yung ledger naman. Yung ledger naman is used to classify the effects of the business transactions on the accounts. It is also called the book of final entries. So yung journal is the book of original entries. So on the conduct of the transaction, nire-record natin yung transaction, sa natin nire-record sa journal kasi yun yung original entries. But then, yung ledger naman, ito yung book of final entries. Dito na natin kinaklasify yung ano yung nagiging effect nila sa business. Na-discuss natin ito by way of key accounts doon sa chapter 4, di ba? So, dalawa din yung ating ledger, yung tinatawag nating general ledger at saka yung mga subsidiary ledger. Sa general ledger, dito natin makikita yung mga accounts na siyang mag-a-appear doon sa trial balance. So, ano nga ba yun yung trial balance? Yung trial balance na yun din yung magiging component ng mag-a-appear na financial positions, income statements, so on and so forth. Okay, so yun yung kumbaga the general ledger contains accounts that will be appearing in the trial balance. Yung subsidiary ledger naman, it just basically provides a breakdown ng mga additional informations to a specific controlling account. So for example, ay receivables. So receivable is a major account, okay? So yung receivables na yan, it could be coming from different or multiple customers, no? Customer A, customer B, customer C, D, E, depende kung magkano yung customer ni company, no? Na siyang nangungutang sa company. So kapag yung customer nangutang sa company, so yung company meron siyang accounts receivable. And yung accounts receivable na yan, nila, which is aggregated into one account, maraming mga customers yan, yun nga yung sinabi ko, A, B, C, D, E, and F, each of those customer dapat gawan ng subsidiary ledger. So one subsidiary ledger for customer A, one subsidiary for customer B, customer C, D, and F. So yan yung mga subs. Kaya nga tinatawag na subsidiary. Okay? Pero yung kabuuan na accounts receivable, makikita natin sa general ledger. So, ito. So, the books of accounts, dalawa, journal at saka ledger. Yung journal, dalawang classification din. General journal at saka special journals. Yung ledger naman, general ledger at saka subsidiary ledger. Yung journals, also known as the book of original entries kasi on the moment the transaction happened, yung pag-record natin yung transactions na yan, i-record natin sa journal. And then, yung ledger naman is the books of secondary entries or kumbaga yung final na recording. Yung paggamit natin ng journal, dyan na-apply yung first step of the accounting process. I mean, the second step of the accounting process, which is the journalizing portion. No? It is the initial recording of those accounting transactions. And then, yung pangatlo namang step ng accounting, which is classifying. So, ano yung first step? Identifying. Second, journalizing, posting, and communication. Diba? So, yung posting na yan, dyan naman natin ginagawa sa ledger. We discussed that way back chapter 4, no? Yung preparation ng account kaya yung mga ledger. So, this is just parang supplementary discussion na ito. So, now, let us illustrate ano yung general journal. So, as you can see, yan yung general journal. Nasabi ko nga sa klase, no, dahil ABM kayo, I was expecting na discuss na ito sa inyo way back your senior years. Pero some of you parang nakalimutan o kaya naman ay hindi natakil no yung teacher niyo doon way back your senior years. But unfortunately, dito sa accounting, I will no longer be going back sa basics. So, pagtsatsagaan natin yung mga illustrations dito because basics na kasi ito. So, therefore, we will not go back on the basics na ipapakita ko pa sa inyo yung sample ng general journal, paano magamit, gano'n, and so on and so forth. So, the other half will be effort nyo na yon para aralin paano gamitin yung general journal. So, basically, kung ano yung nakikita nyo sa presentation na ito, yan na din mismo, no? Ito na mismo yung general journal. So, ano ba yung mga major components ng isang general journal? Of course, the first column, dyan natin lagay yung date. Yung pinakamalaking column naman, yan yung mga account titles. Dyan natin ilalagay yung mga particulars regarding the transaction. No? And then, the next column, normally, maliit lang yan siya na column na nasa gitna. Normally, dyan natin ilalagay yung mga account numbers columns for referencing purposes. And then, the last two columns is for debit and credit. Okay? Now, first is of course on the date column. Doon sa date column, kung kailan nangyari yung transactions, dapat ilagay mo yung date dyan. If yung transactions, let's just say, i-record mo yung purchase transaction na nangyari today. Today is October 2. So therefore, lagay mo dyan October 2. Then pagpunta mo naman doon sa account titles or particulars, isulat mo yung journal entry. So for example, yung illustration dito is to record the bad debts expense for the period. So debit ka bad debts expense, credit ka naman allowance for bad debts. O kaya naman ay on October 2, nag-purchase kayo ng mga office supplies. Purchase of office supplies. Ano yung debit natin? Debit tayo, office supplies inventory. Credit naman tayo ng cash in bank or cash on hand. Depende kung ano yung pinambayad natin. Then, account number. Yung account number, kukunin natin yan doon sa chart of accounts na na-discuss natin sa chapter 4. Okay? So, dapat ilagay natin dyan kung ano yung account number ng, for example, ng accounts payable o kaya kung ano yung account title na ginamit natin. Okay? And then, of course, magkano yung amount na dinebit natin, dyan din ilagay natin sa debit side, saka doon din ilagay natin sa credit side. Okay? So, basically, after one transaction na record nyo, proceed to the next day or to the next transactions na i-record nyo. So, basically, yan yung general journal. Dyan nakalagay lahat ng mga journal entries nyo. Okay? Now, ano naman yung ledger? So, first type of ledger is yung general ledger. Pangalawa naman is yung subsidiary ledger. So, sa general ledger is just basically yan yung accounts na diniscuss natin sa chapter 4. So, one account title, may isang general ledger yan. So, therefore, kanina, cash. So, isang cash lang, mayroong accounts for cash. Mayroong account for accounts receivable, accounts for inventory, receivables, so on and so forth, kung ano yung mga account titles na ginamit ng company. So for example, dito yung general ledger niya is accounts receivable. So on July 2 daw, 2000 X1, naka-receive siya ng 6,000 accounts receivable. Yung 6,000 daw is coming from two customers, customer A at saka si customer B. So kumbaga, on January 2, dalawa yung sales transactions na nangyari sa company. So nangutang si customer A, nangutang din si customer B. Okay? But dahil same accounts receivable lang yan, pagpunta sa general ledger, isang general ledger lang yung 6,000. Pero, meron tayong tinatawag na subsidiary ledger to provide information as to saan nanggaling yung 6,000. So, yung 6,000, 4,000 of it is coming from customer A, 2,000 naman is coming from customer B. And that information, makukuha natin sa subsidiary ledgers. If a specific general ledger account naman ay walang mga subsidiary information, then there's no need to prepare for subsidiary ledgers. So, basically, yan yung mga two types of book of accounts. So, alam naman natin, na-discuss na din natin no, the concept of double entry system. So, each transaction, accountable transaction, nire-record natin by the two parts, debit at saka credit. When I say debit, value received, credit naman is value parted with to complete the transaction. And then meron din tayong tinatawag na concept of equilibrium. Each transaction is recorded in terms of equal debits and credits. Never mangyayari sa isang transaction na mas malaki or mas mababa yung debit mo kaysa sa credit. Ganon din na mas malaki or mababa yung credit mo versus the debit. Kasi in the concept of equilibrium, kung dapat equal, kung magkano yung na-debit mo, dapat equal din yung na-credit. Okay? Now, ito na. Na-discuss natin, no? The five major types of accounts: asset, liability, equity, income, and expense. Na-discuss ko na din ito before. Ano ba yung normal balance ng asset? Debit. Liability, credit, equity, credit, income, credit, expense is naman ay debit. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga normal balances na yan, paano nga ba mag-increase yung mga accounts na yan? Is to increase their normal balances. And yung basic accounting equation naman natin is asset is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. But if we reorder, no, the accounting equation in terms of normal balances, yung bagong accounting equations natin following the debit and credit concept, it will become asset plus expenses is equal to liabilities plus equity plus income. Kasi nga, yung asset saka expenses, naka-debit side yan sila. Yung liabilities, equity, at saka income, yung normal balances naman nila ay nasa credit side. So, if we follow this formula, equal pa rin, no? Kaya, kaya nga sinasabi yung concept of equilibrium. So, ano yung mga rules of debits and credits? Kapag asset, normal balance niya, debit. And kapag mag-debit tayo ng asset, it increases the balance of the asset. Kapag i-credit naman natin, it decreases the balance of the asset. Yung liability, ano yung normal balance niya? Credit. So, therefore, to increase, dapat i-credit natin. To decrease, dapat i-debit natin. I have already discussed this way before pa, di ba? And then, moving on. So, ito naman yung mga balance sheet accounts. So, kapag assets, kapag mag-prepare tayo ng T account, yung asset, how to increase asset sa debit side, how to decrease sa credit side. So, same discussion lang din, no? Doon sa previous slides. And ito na, yung na-discuss ko way back chapter 4, meron tayong tinatawag na contra accounts at saka mga adjunct accounts. Yung contra accounts naman are presented in the financial statements as deduction to their related accounts. So, meron tayong contra accounts sa asset, contra accounts sa liability. Although presented siya sa asset, but it reduces the balance of the asset. Yung contra liability accounts naman, presented siya sa liability, but it reduces the balance of that liability. Yung adjunct accounts naman are presented in the financial statements as addition to their related accounts. So that's it for this chapter 5, and I binibilisan ko na lang yung discussion kasi nga yung assignment ko sa inyo before is to provide your own discussion din kung ano yung na-understand nyo sa chapter 4, 5, and 6. Then I will see you sa chapter 6.